What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lee Play. My name is Lee, and I'm here to say thank you so much for 300 subscribers. I'm in my bathroom here, as you can tell from the towel rack, because I've got some sweet gaming art that I wanted to use as a backdrop. That one is a little washed out with the light. Who cares? This is the one I really wanted to show off since I'm currently playing through Mother, aka Earthbound Beginnings, and it's one of my favorite pieces of art that I have. It's really great. Dude, thank you all so much for all the support. It's been over a year since I hit 200 subs, because my 200 sub special went up on February 25th of 2023, and it's now like July 31st, 2024. A lot has happened in this over a year, man. At the time when I hit 200 subs, the channel name wasn't even Lee Play yet. It was still my old channel name, Chillin' Like a Villain, Killin' Krillin, which I changed to get away from, using Dragon Ball references, and like, I didn't want to use someone else's intellectual property in my own brand name. So I rebranded with Lee Play, and I'm a lot happier with that. But yeah, when I hit 200 subs, I hadn't even rebranded yet. So I hit 200 subs in the middle of my God of War 2018 like platinum journey, and then hit 200 subs, uploaded that old 200 sub special video, which I recorded with my hair down. I got my hair up today, in my living room at night with like the light on. It was like terrible lighting. It looked so bad, but so I wanted to do something a little bit nicer today, even though it's my fucking bathroom, whatever. But yeah, man. So, dude, I played through so many games in this past year with y'all. Let me look at I had to write it down. There were so many. Because when I first started with the rebrand, the first thing I played through was the Gargoyles Quest trilogy, aka the Red Armor trilogy, which is Gargoyles Quest on Game Boy, Gargoyles Quest 2 on NES, and then Demon's Crest on SNES. I played through. I released a new album with the one I recorded with my last band. It's called Atomic, spelled with 3 I's. It's ATOMIIIC, because it was a 3-piece, so like Roman numeral 3, But that album was really dope. It was just bass, drums, and vocals. There's no guitar, there's no keys. Check it out, it's really good. I'm very proud of most of that album. I think there's 1 or 2 tracks that feel a little weak to me, but like most of it I'm very proud of. And to commemorate that album release, I played through Jammer Lammy all in one sitting, getting cool ratings on every level, and then I played through the Japanese version of the game, which like is different on certain levels because the US censored some stuff and changed some stuff around. So that was really dope. I'd never played that before. I played through and platinumed Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I played through X-Men: Children of the Atom. Played through and completed Final Fight 2 and Mighty Final Fight. Mega Man X and X2 for my first time ever. Jeez, man. Vampire Hunter, aka Night Warriors: Darkstalkers Revenge. I hit 2 years of streaming in April, and to commemorate that, I played all the way through Kirby 64 in one sitting, and I platinumed Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. I platinumed The Last of Us Part 2. That was a hell of a long journey. Thank God. What a change. You go back and like watch those the first playthrough, and it's so like it's really moving me, and I'm having this emotional reaction to it, and then like playing through the harder difficulties and then permadeath, like totally turned my fucking mood on the game to like frustration and having a hard time. But it was still a good time even despite the hard time, if that makes sense. But that was crazy. And then I've also been playing through games with some of my friends, mainly Chris, who you all know from my current Cuphead Q-Feed series. We're going to platinum that. We're going to get everything done in that. And we've also played through together in the last year plus, whatever, since the 200 subs. We played through A Way Out together. We played some Naruto Gekito Ninja Taisen 4 together, which is my favorite Naruto fighting game. We played through Armored Warriors with my other friend Tyler. We played some Soul Calibur 2 and got drunk doing it. That was really fun. We played some My Hero 1's Justice. I'm not a My Hero Academia fan. Chris is, so it was really fun like playing that game with like a fan and sort of a hater, like, because I don't like that series. I I watched through the first season of that show, and gave it a good fucking solid try, and just wasn't for me. And now I'm playing through the original Mother, and I'm playing the fan translation on Game Boy Advance for my first time. I've never played that version of the game, and I'm going to be playing through the whole trilogy. That first stream of Mother is where I got the 300 subs. So thank you guys, everyone who's new to the channel. Thank you so much. But I'm going to be playing through that whole trilogy. I'm planning on one game a month if I can get through them that quickly. But what's special about it is I'm not just playing through them. I'm analyzing the narrative as I go, because there's a lot of hidden layers to the narrative that, like, I would say 99% of people have no idea are there and don't know about. And I didn't even know about until I read some stuff by this guy Giovanni on Starman.net, and his analyses and breakdowns blew my mind, and it inspired me to start diving deeper into the series and making my own discoveries. And so I wanted to bring all those discoveries to a wider audience by bringing it to video format on YouTube, because I haven't seen anyone else talk about this stuff except for Giovanni, and that was on forums. So I've not seen anyone else talk about this stuff that I'm going to be getting into playing through the series on YouTube. So I'm very excited to be doing that. Thank you guys very much for all the support so far. And I wanted to show you a little bit of what I've done and sort of tell you a bit more about myself and my experience with narrative analysis. As I mention often on my channel, I'm also a writer and editor. I write a nerd blog called, or nerd culture blog called Opinion Nerded. You can look that up. And I'm an editor who has worked on some books of analyses. So the first one I worked on was this book here, The Kojima Code by Terry Wolf. You can see my name in the special thanks because unfortunately he didn't let me finish the job. He was really rushing it to publish, and the book needed a lot more editing than he thought it needed, and that a lot more editing than he led me to believe that it needed. And so I ended up getting through part 1 of the book, and it was like a rushed job, but I still worked very hard on it and added a lot to it. There's even segments of that part 1 of the book that I wrote myself to add to it and flesh it out a bit more. But that book is all about analyzing Hideo Kojima's career and his games, and how the Metal Gear series, especially from Metal Gear Solid 2 on, but also a bit of Metal Gear Solid, how those games are really allegory for Kojima's life and career. That's why things start getting so weird, especially from MGS2 onward, because all that weirdness that doesn't really seem to make any sense, it's metaphor, it's symbolism, it's all allegory. And read Terry Wolf's books. There's 2 of them. There's Kojima Code and a stealth game, Kojima Code Part 2. I only worked on the first half of the Kojima Code. I didn't work at all on the second half of it or on the Kojima Code Part 2, which is the other book. But they're brilliant, and I highly recommend them. The second one, you can tell he put more time into the editing on it, because it's cleaner for sure. He really was rushing me through it, so I didn't get to give it the full attention it deserved. But they're brilliant books, highly recommend them. And then I also have done some editing work on the Dragon Ball culture books by Derek Padula. He describes himself as the Dragon Ball scholar. He is another brilliant writer who went and lived in Asian countries for a good period of time, dug really deeply into the culture, the folklore, the religion, just their childhood stories, all these things, their fashion, whatever, all this. And he basically, the Dragon Ball culture books go through the entire Dragon Ball manga page by page and tell you sort of this character is wearing this because it's a reference to this part of history and this part of the world, and this line here is a reference to this, and this person's name is a reference to this other thing, and it's all these, and this scenario here is a reference to this old Japanese fairy tale, and it's all this stuff that Eastern cultures just take for granted, and they read it and watch the show, and they just naturally know about all this stuff. They pick up on it because it's referencing their culture, but it's stuff that Western audiences largely have no idea about. And so it's really fucking fascinating stuff, and I highly recommend reading his books. Dragon Ball Culture by Derek Padula, brilliant stuff. But I started working on some of his books with him from volume 4 onward. I think only volume 5 has my name in it if you get a newer printing of it, because I started like reading them as a fan, and then as I was reading through them, I started noticing some issues with like the some of the editing and proofreading and stuff, and so I started sending him notes and, you know, hey, like, you know, if you do future printings of this, like, you know, here's some things you could fix. And he was like, oh, that's awesome, thank you so much. So he added my name to volume 5. He was going to add my name to some of the later volumes and then forgot before it went to reprint. So I did work on them. Even though my name's not in them. But yeah, so like that's sort of a lot of my background and like sort of qualifications, I guess you could say, with like narrative analysis. I've worked on books by authors who do narrative analysis very well and very brilliantly, and that taught me a lot about some of my favorite stuff. I love Dragon Ball. I love Hideo Kojima's work, especially the Metal Gear series. And now I'm sort of doing my own analysis stuff with the Mother series, so I'm very excited about that. And I just wanted to thank you all so much for everything on the channel so far that you guys have done. Every like, every comment, every viewer, every view, minute, hour, whatever, you know, everything you guys do helps build the channel and really makes a huge difference, especially for a small creator like myself. You know, every little thing truly does matter and truly does help the channel to grow. So I want to thank you all so much for that. And I'm going to leave you with a special message from a special someone who I've been playing through Cuphead with. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Chris here to close out the video. And I want to just thank you all so much again from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for me so far and all the support you've given me. And I can't wait to do more for you all. I have something very special coming up for you all in August. I'm not going to reveal what, but it's going to be dope. I'm excited about it. So look forward to that. Look forward to more Mother that I'll be playing through, and more Cuphead I'll be playing through with Chris. And without further ado, man, here's Chris.
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I am the Chris from the Friendly Fridays. And it's really cool to be a part of something that is really growing from the ground up. And it's really awesome to be doing with one of my best friends. It's really, I just wanted to say thank you all for your support, for your love, for your engagement, for how fun you guys are while we're playing the game. It really makes all of this just such a joy to do. And, you know, just a special thanks to my bestie Lee for even starting this whole thing, because doing YouTube can be a very daunting task, but when it comes to people like you that are continuing to just support us and give us encouragement and, you know, just make this a complete blast, you know, that just makes it so much more fun to continue doing. And I just wanted to say again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys have done for us so far. There is a lot more that's going to be done, and a lot more growth that we're all going to do together. So, you know, thanks again, and, you know, yike.
Thank you, Chris, so dearly, so sincerely for everything you've done, for being such a wonderful, wonderful friend, for being such a great recurring guest on the channel. I don't know if the channel would be where it is without you helping me along the way. So thank you so very, very, very much for everything you've done and continue to do to help me out with this and to take this journey. You know, it's not easy to jump on someone else's channel and put yourself out there and be like, well, you know, I don't know if they'll like me or not, but here I am, let's go, you know. And Chris has been so wonderful, and you all have been so wonderful as well for embracing and accepting him. Friendly Fridays would not be what it is without Chris and without you guys being like so wonderful to him. Man, I just feel so lucky and so surrounded by such wonderful people. You know, you all, the supporters, and my friends in real life, like Chris, like just helping me do this. You know, it wouldn't be what it is. I wouldn't be where I am without all of you. And I can't wait to keep doing more. I'm going to have more friends on for more Friendly Fridays in the future. More Chris, more friends. It's going to be wonderful. I hope you all will continue to stick around and look forward to watching that stuff with us, or watching that stuff with us. I don't know. Being on that journey with us, you know what I mean? So, one more time, finally, thank you all very much for 300 subscribers, and I'll see you in another stream very soon. I'm losing my mind. I've been talking too long. Thank you. Good day, good night, wherever you might be. Take care.